everyone, I have 5 more cards to share today using the Spellbinders card kit of the month for April. So for the first card, I've got that kind of branchy black and white background paper, and then I have some of the wood grain pattern paper that I have put onto the gold card and just placing it on the horizontal here. I have 2 of the die cuts from the die cut pack, the nest and the bird. And the nest I'm going to lay down flat, and the bird is up on mounting tape. It's got a little song it's singing, and I'm just going to perch the nest on the corner here. Not the nest, the bird on the corner here. And then for my sentiment, there's a chipboard sticker that I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive to. And it says, "A day full of happy moments." I thought this could easily be like a new baby card, a family card, or any kind of all-occasion card. And so to finish off card number 1, I'm just going to add 3 sequins down in the bottom right. These are the lovely kind of yellowish, but they have iridescent qualities, so they pick up the other tones as well. And so they go really well with a variety of colors. And that's it for card number 1. For card number 2, I really loved this foliage colorful pattern paper when I first saw it, and so was excited to be able to use it. I also have the tone-on-tone green pattern paper that I've just cut a square out of, and I tried to roughly get that center, and then the light blue cardstock I have a nice rectangle of that I'm going to place in the center of all of that. And then I'm going to have these 3 floral die cuts from the die cut pack. 2 of them I'm going to lay flat, and then the largest one I have up on all those mounting tape circles that you saw there. And so I'm just kind of fiddling with the placement, and there's a variety of ways you can lay these down. There's no one right way to do the little cluster of flowers, whatever looks good to you. Then I'm just putting the largest one in the center, and it's popped up so it has a little more dimension. I think that looks nice, and you just want to remember to have balance in the card. And so for this chipboard sticker that says lovely, I'm putting it in the top left. And so in order to really achieve that balance, my sentiment with the hello is going to go towards the bottom right, and then that kind of helps balance the card out. So the hello is out in gold, and then I have the flower in white with the yellow from the kit, the cardstock, as the center. And I'm just going to lay that down, and I did add a little bit of, I fluffed up the petals on the white flower, but I really liked how that turned out. And that's card number 2. So for card number 3, I'm going to make a scene card, and for all these cards I didn't mention, but I did have to cut my own card bases. I'm using the light blue cardstock again, and then I'm using the green cardstock that came in the kit, and I have some curve like dies that I use to cut these curves and make my hillside, but you can easily just draw with a pencil or just go freehand and do the same thing. So the first hill is flat, and then my other hill is on mounting tape, and it's really nice because it can follow the curve pretty easily. And the challenging part of this card was that I wanted to keep that little white border, so I had to make sure I lined things up pretty well to keep that border relatively the same size throughout the card, and then also to keep the edges of the paper meeting. So some die cuts from the die cut pack. I have the house, I put flat there in the top left, and then this is a chipboard sticker, the sunshine, rainbow, and clouds. And then another die cut from the die cut pack will kind of be the sentiment and just a little something to the card. Be happy, be bright, be you. So I'm placing that in the foreground here on that popped up grassy section. And for this little bee from the die cut pack, I have just a strip of the mounting tape because his wings are going to go off the hill, so I'll need to, make up for that difference in dimension. And the little rat I put down flat, I could probably have added just a tiny bit of mounting tape to the tail, but I didn't, so hopefully it'll be okay. And then the second bee I put up on mounting tape, so it's even further out than the rest of the card. And then just a little bit of mounting tape in the center of the butterfly and fluff up the wings, and it's a cute little scene card, and I think it's pretty all occasion. So for card number 4, again, one of my favorite pattern papers was this beautiful floral. And then I'm going to just use a strip of the gold here towards the bottom across the landscape orientation. And then I have the light purple cardstock, and it is backed onto a rectangle of gold, and I'm going to orient that in the portrait orientation, or at least vertical. I don't know why I said portrait. And then to finish off the card, I have some die cut, 2 of the die cut flowers from the pack and 2 of the leafy pieces from the die cut pack. And I'm just going to make a little floral cluster here. So I'm starting with the more plain flower because some of that's going to get covered up. And then I'm going to use this other flower and kind of just set it down there so I can tuck the leafy parts underneath. So I didn't glue it down yet because my glue will dry very quickly, faster than I could manipulate my little branches. And I'm just kind of using it as visual placement to put my leaves in behind, and then I can go ahead and glue it down flat. And this one is super simple card, comes together very quickly, and it doesn't have too much dimension, so it mails very easily as well. If you're, concerned about sending it through the mail, I think 1 postage stamp, perfect for this one. So for card number 5, somehow I deleted the footage for the 5th card, and this was the one with some really unique creating, which is really disappointing. I will bring this close and show you and explain how I did this. So I freehand cut those egg shapes out, and then I have a couple die cuts, and then the die, used the bow die and the flower die, and I just cut off the flower and just used the hello and have some sequins here and here. For the eggs rather, this was the white cardstock that comes in the kit. And this was the light pink cardstock that comes in the kit. And I used these 2 Distress Oxide inks. I thought Speckled Egg couldn't be more perfect. And I have a scrap of white card here, and I just inked on the Speckled Egg on my white egg shape, a little freehand cutout egg shape. And then I took the frayed burlap for the egg, the first white egg, and I just inked on just in a couple places, not all of it, you can see there. And then using my Distress sprayer, I just splotched on some water like that, and I did have footage of all this, so I'm very disappointed that I had a very crazy moment and deleted it. I was trying to free up space on my camera and deleted way too much. And then that gives that speckled look. And I wonder if I have a scrap of the pink. You can see, uh-oh, I'm having trouble here. Set that down. Okay, so this was the pink, and this is just a scrap, but I'm just showing you. Because for the pink, I just used the frayed burlap, and I just inked it on. And you can kind of see how it changed the color there. It's much darker. And same thing, splotch on some large drops of water. And I think I did it a couple times on the pink one because you see how it just, you get right back to the pink. So then once it was dry, I dried it a little bit from that. I went back on with a little more brown, of frayed burlap rather. And I'm going to scoot all that stuff over and just, now that I've explained that, give you one last look at the eggs. I really like how it turned out, and so it can be a cute little Easter card using the supplies from the kit and some inks. So, and a free-handed egg shape. Alright, so then now I'll bring in all 5 cards and you can just see them briefly again, but I'm so sorry that I lost the creating footage of card number 5. I hope you enjoy seeing it though, put together in the end.